Welcome back, everyone. Today's video exposes a shocking police encounter that's already sparked outrage. One officer has been fired, charges have been filed, but the real question is, who was actually in the wrong? Watch closely, because what happens next changes everything.
Hiya folks, it's a Laughing Auditor here, and I'm coming to you from this location. I'm on Vauxhall Bridge Road, and I was just heading up to Victoria, and I came across this little speed trap, and I thought, what are they doing here? But they've seen me get my camera out, and they're packing up to move on. So, let's just see what's going on here. Police community support doing what, speed checks? Doesn't sound a bit right, does it?
The leg of that. So I just sent Ali down with a look who's taking pictures. We got this guy here again. What does he call himself? The Laughing Monkey or something like that.
Would you call me? Would you call me?
I didn't call you.
I think you need to identify yourself, mate. First,
Yeah, some YouTuber.
I think you need to identify yourself, because I'd like to see what you would have said if I called you a laughing monkey.
I didn't call you a laughing
You did
monkey.
call me the laughing monkey, so I think you need to
I asked a
identify
question.
yourself. If I called
asked
you a
a
monkey,
question.
it'd be a whole different situation, pal. So identify yourself right now.
Yeah, he's here.
You
putting the
racist
camera in my
pig.
face.
That's what you are. Absolute racist pig. The laughing monkey. What would have happened if I called him a monkey, ladies and gentlemen? Absolute audacity of it. The racist pig that he is.
The video doesn't ease in, it detonates. Within seconds of starting, the observer stumbles onto what appears to be a routine roadside police speed check. But what should have been a mundane sight instantly transforms into controversy the moment the camera comes out. The officers, who moments earlier were operating normally, suddenly begin packing up. That alone raises suspicion. To an outside viewer, it looks less like coincidence and more like reaction. And that subtle shift is where tension is born. Then comes the spark. An officer makes a remark, a mocking label directed at the cameraman. It's not shouted, not dramatic, but its tone cuts sharply. The observer immediately locks onto it, demanding identification and accountability. What could have been brushed off as a passing comment instead becomes the central flashpoint of the scene. His voice sharpens, his posture tightens, and his language turns precise and deliberate. He frames the remark not as an insult, but as something far more serious, a racially charged statement. That accusation changes everything. The atmosphere pivots from casual street encounter to confrontation with potential consequences. The officer's refusal to identify himself adds fuel to the fire. In situations like this, transparency usually diffuses tension. Here, the absence of it does the opposite. The observer begins narrating events for his audience like a live incident report, documenting details, registration numbers, and statements as evidence. And suddenly, what began as a random roadside observation now feels like the opening chapter of a case file. His commentary becomes sharper, more analytical. He contrasts what happened with a hypothetical scenario. If he had said something similar, he argues, the reaction would have been immediate and severe. That comparison reframes the situation from a personal dispute into a broader claim about double standards. By the time this segment ends, the stakes are no longer small. This isn't just a passerby filming police activity. It's now a man who believes he's been wronged, documenting every second with the confidence of someone preparing for formal action. The audience is left with one burning question. Was this a misunderstanding, or the beginning of something bigger? And just as that question settles in, the scene shifts location, but the tension travels with him.
Unbelievable! Registration BX17DNE. So, guys, geez, I'm literally just walking up Vauxhall Bridge Road. I was actually over at Vauxhall itself. I thought, it's dry, it's not too cold, let me go for a walk up here. And I've come all the way up here from down there, and as I've sort of got past, approaching these traffic lights down there, I've seen the police. I've seen the blue flashing lights. I thought, what's going on up there? But then I seen the police with a little camera set up. So I thought, let me get my camera out too, can play that game. They've obviously set up a speed camera. And obviously you've heard what he said, self-incriminating. He's called me the laughing monkey. Now, listen, I've heard some pretty original put-downs, and that's right up there. But if the shoe was on the other foot and I called him a laughing monkey, I would have been up on a hate crime. You all know it. So, and he's failed to identify himself after racially abusing me, ladies and gentlemen. So, I will be making a formal complaint into that one. That was unreal. And he had no need to do that. They were leaving the scene. If he just kept his mouth shut, he could have left unhindered, no issues. But now he's just found himself in a spot of bother, because he's just, as far as I'm concerned, I've just been racially abused by that PCSO.
After the explosive opening, the narrative resets, but only on the surface. The observer arrives outside a massive corporate building, immediately shifting his focus from law enforcement to corporate power. He explains why he's there. The company inside has reportedly announced potential large-scale redundancies. That context reframes his presence. He's no longer just documenting. He's investigating. His tone becomes investigative rather than confrontational. He scans the structure, narrating signage, entrances, loading areas, and public access points like a field analyst mapping a site. The calmness is strategic. He's establishing that he's not sneaking, not hiding, not trespassing. He's observing. Then interaction begins. A passerby asks what he's doing. The question is neutral, almost polite. His response is equally calm. He's filming. No tension, no hostility. The exchange ends peacefully. It's a brief but important contrast to the earlier conflict. Here, curiosity meets composure, and nothing escalates. But the calm doesn't last long. He notices he's being photographed in return. Instantly, he addresses it. Not emotionally, legally. He references data protection obligations and requests a copy of the image. This moment is crucial. Instead of reacting defensively, he flips the dynamic again. The watcher becomes the watched. The recorder becomes the recorded. What makes this segment gripping isn't aggression. It's awareness. He's constantly scanning, assessing, narrating. Every sign, every person, every glance becomes part of the unfolding story. Even the smallest interaction feels significant because of how carefully he documents it. Then security is mentioned. That single word acts like thunder in the distance. It signals escalation may be coming. The viewer senses another confrontation could be forming, especially after what happened earlier. But instead of fear, he seems almost prepared, as if this is exactly what he expected. And just like that, anticipation replaces calm once again.
And he's failed to identify himself, calling me the laughing monkey. Wow, if I go about calling people of his ethnicity a monkey, I'm going to find myself in serious hot water. So anyway, I'm going to get round to my actual location where I'm actually going to, and I'll pick it back up when I get round there. Unbelievable. Hey folks, it's a laughing order here, and I'm coming to you from this location. You've had a very sort of brief intro where I was randomly just racially abused by a PCSO no less, who then failed to identify himself. But not to worry, I know who he is. There will be a formal complaint, and wow, to be called the laughing monkey, that was very original. Not heard that one before. But if the shoe was on the other foot and I referred to him as a monkey, I would have found myself in a spot of bother, and rightly so. So it'll be interesting to see what the makes of this complaint. But anyway, this location in question I've got is this big glass building right here. This grey, drab, horrible looking thing. It's the home of John Lewis, and the reason I'm here is because John Lewis has just announced that it could potentially be making thousands of people redundant. You know, so as I say, some of these big massive private companies, they make a massive amount of money, and the decisions that they make can have huge ramifications on the population of this country. So I decided to get down here and have a look around, do my nosy, see what's what, take it for there. And yeah, if you do enjoy this video guys, please like it, feel free to share it, and don't forget, pop down, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it, and we'll see if we get any laughs out of John Lewis today. That's it, this is John Lewis head office, guys. Got a little cafe in there. So we'll see what's what. I'm not going in. Yes, mate.
You okay?
I'm fine. How are you? Good, man.
The predicted confrontation arrives, but not how anyone expects. Security approaches. The setup suggests tension is inevitable. The observer is filming. Staff are watching. Someone has already called for assistance. All ingredients for conflict are present. Yet when the guard arrives, the interaction unfolds with surprising professionalism. The guard asks what he's doing. The observer answers plainly. No evasion. No sarcasm. Just facts. The guard responds calmly, simply requesting that he not enter private property. There's no raised voice, no threats, no attempt to assert dominance. Just a boundary stated clearly. And that's it. The observer immediately acknowledges the professionalism, even praising the guard on camera. That moment is striking. After earlier hostility with police, this calm exchange feels almost disarming. The expected clash dissolves before it even forms. But tension doesn't disappear completely. Inside the building, employees begin watching through windows. Some hide, some stare, some move away quickly. The observer notices every reaction, narrating them like a wildlife documentarian, describing animals reacting to an unfamiliar presence. Their curiosity fuels his commentary, and his commentary fuels their curiosity. It becomes a silent feedback loop of observation. The scene grows almost surreal. No one confronts him, yet everyone is aware of him. He points out something critical: computer screens visible from public view. He suggests that sensitive information could be exposed to anyone walking past. That observation shifts the tone again. Now he's not just documenting behavior. He's identifying potential security flaws. That's a powerful narrative pivot, because now the question isn't whether he's suspicious. It's whether the building's security practices are.
So let's go with Gander. Facilities Support Hub. They've got a little tripod beside of that. Maybe somebody's doing some filming in there. That's where you go get your visitor's pass, and that's how they take your picture. Who knows? And if you're wondering where this location is, guys, it's in Victoria. It's right next to like Victoria, between Victoria Station and it's not Victoria Cathedral, it's Westminster Cathedral, I think it's called. All deliveries to go to the loading bay on Ashley Place, second shutter on the left, with the exemption of furniture deliveries for UB22. It's the UB40 tribute band are getting furniture deliveries. UB40 tribute band is getting furniture deliveries to John Lewis, ladies and gentlemen. Is this at our loading bay? Must be. All drivers and visitors must report to reception. So I'm in a public area. I did go to the reception first. I don't think I technically reported. Here I did.
So if you want, yeah, 11 seconds to height. I think it's drop the cutter, does drop slightly, and then the length is 32.6. Oh yeah.
Hiya.
How's it going?
It's going okay. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good, man.
May I ask what you're up to?
Pardon?
May I ask what you're up to?
Yeah, I'm just filming.
Anything specifically?
This loading area specifically, and yourself.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Happy days. Have a nice day, yeah? There's another loading area up here. There might be, am I mistaken?
The final segment delivers the closing test. The observer approaches an open gated area connected to the property. He pauses, analyzing it aloud. The gate is open, but signage indicates private property. He explains his reasoning step by step, demonstrating restraint by choosing not to enter fully. This is calculated. He's showing viewers, and any witnesses, that he understands the boundary. Then a staff member intervenes. The employee politely asks him not to enter. The observer responds immediately with legal reasoning, explaining implied access rights while emphasizing he intentionally didn't go inside out of respect. The exchange is firm but controlled. Neither side raises their voice. Neither side loses composure. What makes this moment compelling is the balance of power. The staff member represents property authority. The observer represents public rights. Neither dominates. Instead, they negotiate the space between those roles. The employee closes the gate. That small action ends the dispute without argument. Boundary established. Situation resolved. The observer accepts it and continues talking calmly, even asking informational questions about businesses on site. The tension fades naturally, not through victory or defeat, but through mutual understanding. And that's the real climax. Because after everything, the roadside accusation, the tension, the surveillance, the security call, the ending isn't explosive. It's controlled. He signs off calmly, summarizing what happened and leaving viewers with a complete narrative arc. Conflict, investigation, tension, resolution. No chaos, no arrests, no shouting finale, just observation and exit.
Maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah, there's some doors, but, and then I know from being about here recently that these work. So this is Westminster Cathedral, I believe it's called. He calls me the laughing monkey here. So, you know, you took my picture, I don't have a problem with that, but you're obliged by GDPR to make a copy available to me.
That's fine, you
So,
also have the same one.
I'm a private individual, I don't work on behalf of organisations.
I don't work for organisations.
Well, you're wearing a lanyard, you work at a John Lewis. It's fine, I'll report at John Lewis to the ICO if you don't do it, so please abide by GDPR. I don't have an issue with you take my picture, it's not an issue.
Private property, you shouldn't be filming.
But I'm stood outside your private property.
Okay, we'll just stand in front of you and block it then.
It's not a problem, but you're not going to follow me about.
I'm not following you, I'm just standing here.
That's fine, you can stand there all you want.
No problem.
All I
I'll
was,
security on the way. Anyway.
that's fine, not a problem, I'll speak to security. All I was saying was take my picture, I've not got an issue with it, completely fine. Just abide by GDPR, if you don't mind, alright? That's all I was making the point of. If you want to stand there, make yourself look silly, not a problem.
No problem.
Hey mate, how you doing?
You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright, how are you?
Not too bad, how can I help?
I didn't ask you to help my friend, I'm okay.
Oh, you alright, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good.
Just doing a bit of recording, yeah?
Pretty much, yeah, you got it.
That's not a problem, yeah. Just please just don't enter the property.
I wouldn't intend to.
No problem.
Alright, have a good day, yeah? That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. He's a pro, well done. Pat on the back for that, man. Let's go down the front. That is how it's done. This guy's just got the loading area. So it is. can't see much in there. I've got some furniture down there. So now, they're coming out. That was that one security fail because they went, "Go get security," and security didn't do nothing. And it's gone.
Right. But again, because of the
I've got a bit of an audience.